Evening, everybody. If I could ask you all to please stand as our NJROTC presents the colors.
Ready, cut. Ready, two. Left, right, left. Forward, march. Left, right, left. Left, right. Colors. Halt. Ready, two. Left, right, left. Colors. Halt. Present. Colors. Ready, cut. Ready, two. Left, left. Forward, march. Left, right, left. Left, right. Colors. Halt. Order. Colors. Ready, cut. Color guard, roll out.
Please feel free to find your seat. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Is the microphone on, Mike? Good evening, everyone. That's a little bit better. My name is Mark Cohen, and I am incredibly grateful to be here tonight serving as the principal of your child's future school. When your child accepts their invitation to one of our Seneca Valley regional career programs, they will have the opportunity to be a part of some amazing traditions, and one of those traditions you just saw evidenced in front of you, and that is our NJROTC program. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. The ROTC program has students from all over the Up-County area who come to Seneca Valley High School at some point during the day to learn about character and service and leadership. Even though it's co-sponsored by the Navy, it really has nothing to do with being in the military. I mean, of course they wear a uniform and they learn a lot about basic comportment, but it really is not about recruitment or no. In fact, nobody. It's against the rules for them to recruit. What it is about is the characteristics that we want to instill in all of our students. And you also saw when you came in some of our young people who were wearing yellow shirts. They may have guided you down here. There are Eagle ambassadors. I'm not sure, did we have any of our hospitality and tourism kids here as well? There are here as well. Thank you. So there's lots of opportunities for our students to get involved. I'll show in a later slide, we've got 70 or 80 clubs and other kind of extracurricular activities. We really have something for everybody. So thank you for being here tonight. My goal is to speak with some level of brevity about Seneca Valley and about these programs, and then to hand the microphone over to the people you really came to talk to and that's the teachers of these programs. I'll tell you that normally I stand in front of you like this and I just talk because I'm super well prepared, but I am a substitute. Normally Mr. Black, who is our program coordinator, will be delivering this information to you. And so I'll ask your forgiveness if I stand behind the podium because I want to be able to make sure I give you all of the information that he wanted me to share. Unfortunately, he wasn't feeling well today, so I hope it's okay you get me. Is it okay you get me? All right. So first of all, did you like the big, beautiful school when you walked in the door? I mean, it's really an amazing school. We are the largest school in the state of Maryland, 460,000 square feet. And many of our programs take advantage of the opportunity to use this building as an example, as a learning space to teach their career curriculum. Tonight, you're going to hear some general information from me. And then you're going to hear from some of our teacher leads who are going to talk to you about their specific programs. And then the second part of the evening, you'll have a chance to go visit classrooms where you'll talk in greater depth about what it is your children will be experiencing. This slide just gives you a general sense of who the administrative team is. On your brochure when you came in, there should be a QR code. You can have a copy of this slideshow available to you. At the end of our presentation, we'll put the QR code back up again in case you want to just pull it off of the screen. At Seneca Valley High School, we have somewhere around 19 or 20 career programs, and among those we have 5 regional programs. These are what you're here to learn about tonight. These are programs that students from around the Up-County area will apply to, and then through a lottery process, will hopefully be awarded a slot to join us. And we are very grateful to the district for thinking, really forward-thinking about the needs of our community. For many decades, our students had to get on a bus and drive 45 minutes down to Wheaton, have their classes, their career classes, then get on a bus and drive 45 minutes back, and they wound up losing almost 2 hours of instruction each day because of transportation alone. And we've eliminated that as a barrier to students in the Up-County by offering these programs here at Seneca Valley. So again, I know this is all small, but you have copies or you have access to the slideshow. I just want to let you know what's in this slideshow. You'll find in the slideshow descriptions of each of our programs, links to more information about the programs, and you'll also find links on how to apply to the programs. You'll find a frequently asked questions section. That's where you can go, and I bet you the vast majority of the questions that you may have tonight, you'll find already included on this site. The 5 programs that students can apply to this coming school year are construction management and architecture, information technology and cybersecurity, hospitality, tourism management, healthcare professions, and Project Lead the Way. Now that said, once your student comes to Seneca Valley, they can also take a wide range of other course offerings. One of the questions I get most frequently is, I know that Seneca Valley is also an international baccalaureate school, one of the most rigorous curriculum that's available anywhere in the world. Can my student also participate in that? Because you have to apply to get into the IB program at other schools. If your students get into and choose to come to Seneca for a career program, they can also automatically be part of the IB program if you and they choose to do so. We are the same IB program as you'd find at Watkins Mill, at Richard Montgomery, at Bethesda Chevy Chase, and I know there's 4 or 5 other schools that have it as well. In fact, we've been doing it longer than most. We've had IB at our school for over 15 years now, and so that's an option for all of your students as well. Each program has a specific set of pathways, and so if you go to those sites and then tonight when you talk to the teachers, they'll share with you the courses that students will need to take over the next 4 years to be successful through the program. And then at the end of the program, they'll also tell you how your students can participate in an industry credentialing exam in most programs that will lead them to getting the same credentials they would have gotten if they went to a trade school after high school, or if they went to a community college for 2 years, or if they finish the first 2 years of a four-year program. Many of our students leave high school and are already with the credentials they need to make $40, $50, $60 an hour in the workforce. And then in the companies that take them on, they get the further training and education that they need on that company's dime. Seneca Valley's programs are interest-based. We often get asked the question, do I have to pass a test? Do I have to write an essay? We're interest-based and lottery-driven, which means that there is an outside company that MCPS contracts with to make sure that the lottery is handled fairly and equitably. We don't ask for criteria on individual students. We want to make sure that every student in the upper part of Montgomery County has the same opportunity to take part in one of our programs as any other. If you're invited, you will probably get invited to multiple programs. At that point, you and your child will have to make a decision because you can only hold a spot in one of the programs that you get accepted into. That then releases the spot for somebody else who may be put on a waiting list, or somebody else releases a spot so that you can then move up on the waiting list. It's not uncommon for students to be accepted into 2 programs at Seneca Valley. We know our students have a wide range of interests. At that point, there's a deadline for you to choose which program you want your child, or that your child wants you to be put on, wants to be put into. Again, if you go through the slides that are included in this presentation, and I'll put that QR code up again for you later, you'll see information about the deadlines, when you have to make certain decisions. We will also send you lots and lots of emails that ask you to make sure you don't miss certain deadlines, that you accept or you turn down certain offers. So I want to make sure that you pay attention to your email over the next couple of weeks and months, because oftentimes people who get the most disappointed are the ones who didn't check their emails frequently enough to see the offers that were made. And I would hate for that to happen to you or to your child. If your child gets accepted and you accept the invitation to come to Seneca, your child and you become a part of the Seneca Valley High School family. We really are a family. We're a great big family with wonderful decades of traditions. Everywhere I go in the world, and I do mean the world, I run into Seneca Valley graduates. I was on an airplane flying home from Bangkok, Thailand, and somebody tugged on my shirt when I was walking down the aisle because they saw my Seneca Valley shirt, and they remembered with pride being a Screaming Eagle. Your children will be full-time students at Seneca Valley. Transportation is provided. Transportation for our regional students is handled differently, though, than it's handled in your attendance area school. We have central pickup locations for students who come to our programs. So you would need to get your child to that central location, and then your child would be delivered to us and delivered home. Many, if not most, of our career program students participate in extracurricular activities. When the need arises, and it always arises, we arrange activity buses so that your child can still be an active, engaged part of our school, not just during the day, but after school. That slide says basically what I just said to you. If you decide, or your child decides, that they no longer want to be in the program, they get into the Project Lead the Way program, and about halfway through their freshman or sophomore year, they discover their inner thespian, and they want to be in performing arts 100% of the time, and Project Lead the Way is out. They want to be a professional actor. It's what every parent wants to hear from their kid, right? They want to be a professional actor. No? It's what I told my parents. If they decide to leave the program, they would go back to their home school. I just want to make sure that we're clear and transparent about that. The reason for that is we still have students after their freshman year and after their sophomore year who want to get into the programs but didn't get into them. And there are some students we're able to combine classes, get them out of the way a little faster, so a 4-year program can become a 3-year program. So we can make that happen. We try to be as flexible as possible with students. And so Just keep that in mind. If your student starts with us and they decide this program isn't for them, they may wind up having to go back to their home school. That sometimes surprises people, so we say it often. We do have at Seneca Valley all of the same services that your child might get in their home school. Your child is welcome in our programs. Your child is welcome to be a part of our programs and will continue to get the services. If they're an ESOL student, they'll get the ESOL services they would have gotten in their home school. If they have an IEP, the same. They'll get IEP services here at Seneca Valley High School. You'll have your IEP meetings with us. Your student is our student. I mentioned the IB program already. Pardon me, do we have an IB representative here tonight to talk to them? At the end of the night, if nobody is here and you have questions about IB, come and see me. I've been the principal for all of the last 14 years that we've had IB, and so I feel like I know one or two things about it, and I could help you if that's something that's going to help you make a decision. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. We have both the IB diploma program and the IB career program, and both programs have been linked. We have pathways so that you can do IB and the career programs, either diploma or career if you want. I mentioned the 70 clubs. If you go onto the Seneca Valley High School website, we make it very difficult for you around here. The Seneca Valley website is www.senecavalleyhighschool.com. We make it real difficult for you. SenecaValleyHighSchool.com. If you go to that website, at the very top, you'll see a link that says clubs and activities. Click on that link, and you'll see the 70 or so clubs that are currently active. And I say currently because it rotates. We have lots of clubs that stop and start and stop and start. There really is something for everybody. Went through all of that information. Your student will participate in either a career completer or a world language completer. We have many students who actually wind up doing both. But if your child is in one of the career programs, their graduation requirement of a completer, assuming successful completion of the program, will have been met. So that means if they choose to do that and really have no desire for the world language, they don't have to take the world language. I would recommend to every one of our students, though, that they take a world language. Okay. That was a lot. And I know you all are like, I wish he would talk for another 30 minutes. But I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hand the microphone now over to Ms. Skufka, who's going to talk with us a little bit about construction management and architecture. Just so you know the basic structure, each of the programs are going to go through an overview of their programs, and then you're going to have a chance to have in-depth conversations with the leads at the second half of our time together. Thank you all very much for your time.
I'm not good at this.
Just click. We'll use the arrow.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out this evening. So I'm going to speak to just kind of the broad overview and a little bit on the architecture side, and then we're going to turn it over to our masters in the field of the trades to speak to their specific pathways. So we all fall under the construction management architecture umbrella, which means that whether or not you're interested in pursuing construction management, architecture, carpentry, electrical, HVAC, or any of the other hundreds of careers in the built industry, you fall under our umbrella. So we've had students start in the architecture pathway and realize that instead they wanted the trades and are able to move between these two. So they're under the same umbrella. Just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so in the architecture construction management side, this is a 4-course program. However, our 4th course does also have the option for an internship or dual enrollment at Montgomery College to complete the pathway. But we're a little bit unique in the sense that we actually have 4 full courses. The courses build on each other, and I'm going to show you some pictures and give a little bit of insight in just a minute. But it is intended to give the students an introduction and core vocabulary and basic skills for a career in this industry. Most most of the students in this pathway are following along to either community college or a 4-year program in either architecture, construction management, or related career path. So we are in a lab-based instruction. This is our classroom space for this one. We're double monitors, and most of that has to do with our industry software that students are exposed to. So our freshman course is more of an intro survey course. It is intended to give students big picture, career, introduction to trades, introduction to the architecture design process, and hand drafting and drawing through design. So our students do hand drafting and learn all the technical drafting skills in course 1. Our course 2 is our residential design course. So it's the materials, methods, and techniques for residential design. We also explore building codes, and then we also learn how to read working drawings. In this course, the students are taught Autodesk AutoCAD, which is an industry-based software. It's basically hand drafting on a computer, and that's an example of AutoCAD there. The students get to sit for a certification test, so they can become AutoCAD user certified by the end of year 2 if they pass the test. Our year 3 course is commercial design. So now we're transitioning from the materials, methods, and techniques of residential to commercial design. And in this course, our students are exposed to Autodesk Revit, which is a much more intense 3D design software, often used in both residential and commercial design. Our 4th course is construction management, advanced construction management. And this course transitions over from design and reading drawings to how do we actually implement drawings that have been created. So in this course, students are exposed to productivity software that you would use in scheduling and management, as well as Procore, which is a construction management software. They also get exposure to BIM, which is where the industry is headed, building information management. Throughout all of this, all 4 courses, our students are given project-based scenarios and real-life situations to work out and think like architects, designers, and builders. And how would you process through and plan for a project? What are the requirements for that project? I mentioned earlier that instead of this course, students may also choose to do an internship during their senior year. We have students working in engineering firms, down at Bethesda Contracting. We have students in all different areas that can pursue what interests them. We also have students completing this program through Montgomery College. So they're taking one of 6 courses, either in the architecture technology or construction management pathways at Montgomery College. So there's quite a few options presented by senior year for them. And some students do both, actually. They love Mr. Costello so much, they do an internship and take his senior course as well. So we'd love to talk with you more about our pathway if you have any questions about what's covered, the content. This is a summary, but we're happy to talk to this a little bit more down in our room if you'd like to stop by. So I'm going to turn it over to our trades teachers to get a little bit more into the actual building side of it.
I spoke just the right amount. Which one's the big one?
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's nice to see everybody here at Seneca Valley. My name is Tom Hildebrandt, and I teach Introduction to Construction here, as well as Carpentry 1 and Carpentry 2. So I'm going to just go very briefly through some things. We would love to have you come down and see our shop. We have got about a 4,000 square foot shop that's down at the end of the hallway here, the 1500 hallway, and we're building a scale model home as part of the program so the students can work kind of live as they go through the curriculum. So just overall here, we teach in the trades to something called NCCER, which stands for National Center for Construction Education and Research. There will be a small test after this. And it's basically an industry program that, it's a trade-based program that gives students the opportunity to earn credit towards their apprenticeship program. So it's the real deal. This is not an MCS program. This comes from the industry, and the students follow along with it with us as the 3 teachers in the trades. So I'm not going to read all this. It's module-based. It has a significant amount of learning that goes along with lab time. We actually do build things, but there's a lot of learning, of course, that has to go into a program like carpentry, HVAC, or electrical. Okay, so construction technology is kind of the 30,000 square foot view of construction. It's the entry-level course for everybody that goes into the trades here at Seneca Valley in the construction trades. And you can see kind of some of the typical classes. We start off with basic construction safety. We hit math, drawings, hand and power tools, and employability in the trades. So it's a very good introduction for the students to the industry. And then my specialty is carpentry. You can kind of picture it. We do Carpentry 1 and Carpentry 2. We work our way through everything that a carpenter would typically do. It's live, it's real. Materials, fasteners, adhesives, hand and power tools, all the way up to framing, doors and windows, insulation, roofing, you name it. And basically what we're doing is we're giving students the skills so that they can either go on in the trades, and they get credit for that as part of an apprenticeship program, or they can go to college. I've had kind of a mix of students. I've had some that have gone to college, say, and gone into construction management. They've taken advantage of some of Ms. Gufka's and Mr. Costello's programs. They've taken advantage of some of the trades, and they've decided, hey, I want to do CM, construction management. And I've had some students that have gone on to trade schools from our program. So we will be working with Edison. Edison, as you know, is in their, help me, Kim, 45th or 46th student-built house. Can you believe that? Students build houses. They build them, and they are nice. The last house sold for over $1 million down in Silver Spring, and it was 100% student-built. So we work closely with Edison. We will have our students, the year 2 students, will be participating in that program as well. Okay, I'm going to end here. A couple pictures. So these are some students working in the shop on the house I just mentioned, kind of the to-scale model. So these were seniors last year working on framing the house. A couple more pictures. That's a Carpentry 1 class on the right. We're doing some framing for one of the teachers in bio. And there they are in front of the house end of last year. Okay, I'm going to turn it over right now to Ms. Tichy, and she's going to talk to you about electrical. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? My name is Krista Tichy, and I am the electrical teacher here at Seneca Valley High School, and I'm honored to actually teach electricity. It's something that I've been passionate about my whole life. It has provided opportunities for me that I probably beyond my wildest dreams. And when you go to a class in the morning and you know that you almost don't have to take attendance because every one of your students is there because they want to learn, then electricity is definitely a class that's called for. So I'm actually a product of this Montgomery College construction and trades, and the way it's set up with the high schools, I mean, it's incredible. I wish when I was in high school, a lot of these opportunities were allotted to us, because what we do here in Montgomery County is incredible education-wise. So just a little bit. With the electrical, we try to develop competencies in a variety of construction skills, including, and I'm going to actually read this because I don't have it memorized, electrical safety, which is usually the most important thing when we deal with electricity, because what's the first thing? And we back that up with Mr. Hildebrandt's class for core, because you need to have the core before you can actually work on anything electrical that's live. I also utilize the National Electrical Code, and the reason being is because that's the basis for all of our code requirements for structure, for installations. And if you're going to get involved in the industry, you need to be able to use that book from front to back. We have basic electrical drawings, so you're going to get the idea on how to read blueprints, specifically the electrical components, lighting, switching, switchgear, that type of thing. We have residential, commercial, and electrical industrial applications, because even though they're all electrical, they're all similar, but yet they're different, and they have their own unique qualities that you're going to work with. And the idea is that we will help a student decide what area he would like to focus on if electricity is his passion. We have training and apprenticeship processes for electricians. And we also have student-developed skills that provide entry into advanced educational opportunities for college or to begin a career as an electrician. And that's true. The idea is when a student comes here and they take these classes that they'll know, or we help them find the direction that they're searching. So is it that they want to go on to an IB and maybe become an engineer? because they enjoyed what they did but found that they could actually continue on? Do they want to maybe start their own business as a contractor? Can we get them into an apprenticeship program, whether it be an approved shop or whether it's a union or non-union, but we can get them, find a way for work. And some students may even be able to come out and work when they graduate. So we have a lot of options, and I think that's what's important. We're not locked into one thing. This is actually the lab that we have, and you can see here some of the students. And if you count, that's every one of them. There's not even one missing. So that speaks volume to me. I will be in 1528A, Lab 2. So when you go up the stairs, go to the left. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. I hope I see you in a little bit. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Anthony George. I'm the HVAC teacher here at Seneca Valley High School. So I'm going to keep it really brief. So just like the electrical program and carpentry program, we also go through the NCCER curriculum, which is a national registered curriculum. The cool thing about NCCER is that if you wanted to get into the trades as an adult out of high school, it would cost you about $5,000 per class, and you would have to go through all 4 of the classes in order to get your journeyman's license. Here at Seneca, we give you these classes for free, and you go through levels 1 and 2. So if you wanted to continue on after you graduate to get your journeyman's license in electrical or HVAC, you could do so. One of the big things, though, that we focus on with the NCCR curriculum is safety. So all students, whether in HVAC, electrical, or carpentry, they have to take the core construction class first. Typically, their first year, you would have core for your first period. Second period, you would go to your skilled trade, HVAC, electrical, or carpentry. When they spend time in core, they focus a lot on safety. Students in their first year, they go through OSHA training. We train them in 10 hours of OSHA safety. They actually get an OSHA safety training card, which is an industry standard that most construction companies require. So for our HVAC trade, some of the things that we cover in our first year is basic electricity, soldering and brazing, everybody's favorite. Who doesn't love to play with fire? And we cover heat pumps as well as sheet metal fabrication, and that scale model house that you guys saw. The HVAC students will be the ones that are going to install the ductwork and HVAC system inside there as well. So in this skilled trade for HVAC, it is a very, very fast growing trade, and I tell all my students, they always ask, how much can we make right out of high school? And I had a senior last year who graduated. He was making $50,000 a year starting out. Didn't have his journeyman's. He finished his level 1, level 2. Just about any HVAC company that hires you outside of high school, they're going to pay for you to finish your last 2 years of school to get your journeyman's. So one of the things that we do for all the trades programs at the end of each year, we have a very big job fair that we go to down at Edison High School. And I tell all the students, bring at least 20 resumes because you're going to come back with 0. And last year we had, I think, around 45 to 50 different contractors for students to go and talk to. So it's very great opportunities we have here. So here's a couple pictures. We have some students on the left soldering and brazing. In the middle there, we have some students building a circuit board. And on the right, students pulling a compressor out of an outdoor condenser unit. And then outside in our courtyard, we have an industrial chiller. So students in the HVAC program, they get to work on not just residential HVAC equipment, but we try to give them a wide range of commercial equipment as well. What we like to do in class, we utilize what's called the Building Automated Service System, basically an online program where we could look up any classroom inside Seneca Valley or any classroom in Montgomery County for that matter. And we look through the classrooms in Seneca Valley, try to find the ones that are either too hot, too cold, don't feel comfortable, and then we bring the students up there, talk to the teacher, our customers, and have them actually fix the problem, and then come back to the classroom and fill out an invoice like you would as a real HVAC technician. And this is the Edison House before it was completed with all of the construction trade foundations. So like we said before, we work closely with Edison, not just HVAC, carpentry, electrical, but the construction management side as well. And I'm gonna leave you guys off with some words from our students.
Big room, we got a lot we can do in here. A lot of nice new tools and everything. I like it, I've had fun in here. The big goal is gonna be we're trying to make like a model house, kind of just like to learn basic framing and everything and roofing and drywall and all that stuff. So we're gonna do that and working on building some of the play sets right now and a little bit of everything, so.
We've learned how to we've learned a bunch of power tools, we've learned joiners, we learned planers, currently we're learning how to use the table saw, and we've learned to use miter saws.
I mean, I've always kind of had an interest in woodworking and stuff. I've always messed around with it for fun and everything, and I just wanted to learn more about carpentry and stuff. And
well, my dad's grown up teaching me how to build stuff and be hands-on with wood, so I kind of like to do that.
Favorite part is the teacher and how we basically get to, it's more hands-on. I have ADHD, so I find it hard to sit in a seat all day. So the hands-on is very, very helpful. And I tend to learn a lot more with the hands-on.
In the HVAC program, we learn about how to take apart units, put together units like this, for example. We learn about stuff like compressors, refrigerant, how to get the heat started, how to get it running through the house. We learn about electrical wiring, how to cut pipe, all that type of stuff. It's very hands-on.
I'm taking this to actually learn another trade instead of just having one. I can have two, and it's worth more in the long run because people would actually want you, and you just experience a lot more, and it opens your mind to a lot more things. I do. I get certified in HVAC, and I get certified in refrigerant, so I can go to any job, and they'll take me instantly over someone who does not have any experience, and I have that certification that backs me up, knowing that I'm an eligible person for this job.
Started.
No longer how much the future advances, you'll always need heating and air conditioning to live.
All right, so I'm up in room 1502 if you guys have any questions about HVAC. And now we're gonna pass it over, a couple pictures of our lab there, and we're gonna pass it over to our healthcare professions.
Good job.
Hello. Hi. My name is Elia Galdi, and I teach structures and pharmacy this year. I'm just going to go over the sequence for healthcare professions program, and then Mr. Era Rose is going to chirp in as well. So for healthcare professions program, we have 4 courses that the students have to take. All students have to take foundations of medicine and health. And they also have to take structures and functions of the human body. And then they get to choose between getting certified in CCMA, or they can choose to go to the pathway of pharmacy technician. So they can choose either. Some students do choose to do both, and that is okay as long as they do the 4th course, which is either the internship or the dual enrollment from Montgomery College. The first 2 years, so freshman and sophomore year, students take the foundation of medicine and structures and functions of the human body. And from those 2 classes, they get the foundational knowledge. So we do a lot of dissections in those classes. We do lots of case studies. We also we use a lot of medical tools in there. And then we also explore laws and career exploration so that they get to see what kind of careers match for their personality. And we also look into healthcare systems as well. We haven't been able to do a lot of field trips since COVID, just because everything, a lot of the healthcare field trips are pretty limited, and they were very hands-on. So a lot of them closed, and ever since then, a lot of them haven't been back open. But hopefully in the future they will be back, and then we can go visit them as well. CCMA, okay.
So we're swapping. So hello, again, my name is Errol Rose. So for healthcare professions, the role of the certified medical assistant is infection control, body mechanics, patient care, and safety. So basically they're learning, the course, it's year 3, is focused on skills. And through foundations and structures, we are interjecting some of those skills, but year 3, they're really focusing on it. Measuring vital signs, phlebotomy, EKG procedures, diagnostic testing, injection administration, venipunctures, dosage calculations, data collection and communication, medical records, billing, coding and insurance, and legal and ethical considerations. So they're not injecting each other, they're using mannequins, just to be clear, in case you're wondering. So we have some mannequins, and if you come to 1116 afterwards, you will also see those mannequins and what they look like, and the labs. We have a lab specifically for the CCMA setup. So we do use the industrial certifications for the Certified Clinical Medical Assistant and CPR training. That is done in year 3, and I forget how long the test is, like 3 hours or something. Yeah, it's a 3-hour test, and students can be certified as a certified medical assistant right in high school. And many of our, in year 4, which could be also Montgomery College or the internship, a lot of our students are actually working in clinics in and around Germantown and beyond as well. So here's one of the labs. Here's our lab, and you can see the mannequins with all the holy arms. Okay.
So same thing with pharmacy technician. This is my first year teaching, so I've only gotten like the first quarter down. But same thing as pharmacy technician, just like CCMA, we do the end of the exam, so students can get certified to become pharmacy technician. There is an age restriction, which is why we do allow seniors to take it, because you have to be a certain days away from graduation. So a lot of students do choose to do CCMA, and then they come into pharmacy technician as a senior. But in pharmacy technician, we look at lots and lots of laws around on drugs. And we look into how to dispense medications, how to read prescriptions from doctors, and how to make that friendly for patients. And we also, right now, are looking into a lot of references that they can look into when they have questions, because rather than just looking up on Google, you need to look at credible sources. So we're looking into some credible sources, references that students can look into that's approved by the FDA. And then at the end of the year, towards end of April, students are going to get bused to take the exam, and hopefully they will get certified. We don't really have a room like CCMA, but we have lots and lots of equipment and fake pills that students can work with, so that they can actually feel like they're working in a pharmacy. But you do have to, technically, you do have to be 18 in order to work with drugs. So right now we can't. We just have fake pills.
So other program experiences. So medical professionals from a variety of medical fields as guest speakers, mentors, and classroom volunteers. Again, we're working on the field trips. We may be able to get some. We're still waiting on some funding for that. We're thinking about going to the Medical Museum at NIH this year. So we're still working on that. And then career exploration activities and events, after-school clubs. I have started a HOSA club here for the first time, and for those who are interested, that's Health Occupation Students of America. So we are, that's an extracurricular activity that's related to our health career program. And then opportunities for public health problem solving and advocacy. So here is the typical schedule here. You can see 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders. So, but this is for Okay, so you can see foundations would be a freshman level class. Sophomores would be taking structures and functions. And as we mentioned, or Dr. Cohen mentioned, there are sometimes students start their sophomore years, so sometimes they can double up doing foundations and structures the same year. And we have several students doing that right now. I currently teach foundations of medicine right now this year. And then year 3 would be certified medical assistant, and then the internship or Montgomery College would be for year 4. And then you can see all the woven in there, you can see the IB classes that are also appropriate for each student. And hospitality. Thank you.
Hello, I am Melissa North, and I am the Hospitality and Tourism Management teacher. So a little bit about our program. I'm actually going to go through this a little quickly. It is a 3-year program. So what that means is you have a year 1, year 2 in the classroom with me, and then in your senior year, you do an internship. So hospitality and tourism, what we cover is we cover it's not going to go back. The hospitality and tourism industry covers everything from food and beverage to accommodations to attractions to transportation. So it has a wide range of careers that are out there for students. And that's what we like to show students about this industry, is all the amazing opportunities that it does have. So if your student is interested in technology, your student is interested in customer service, your student is interested in cooking, it could be so many different things. Your student is interested in design, in engineering. There is probably a job for them in the hospitality and tourism industry. So the course, how we have structured it is the curriculum is designed by leaders in the industry, AHLEI, and we follow that, but then we also enhance it with projects. We do, for every subject that we talk about, we have some sort of a hands-on project. And we also bring in guest speakers. For example, today, right now in my level 2 class, we are studying about events management, and we had the director of event planning from Marriott at Bethesda, at the Bethesda Pike and Rose location, came and spoke to our students. So that is just an example of one of the guest speakers we had just a couple of weeks ago. We had a pilot from United Airlines that talked to us about his profession. And then we try to do career-related activities. So for example, one of the things that we did is we have a partnership with DFNS, which does all of our school lunch program. So they have come to us and they said, hey, we're looking at new food ideas. Would your students be willing to check them out for us? So they've come and they've done taste testings for us, and we've helped and given them feedback. We've also done last year we did what's called a cafe takeover. So we went down to Potomac and we took over a golf course, a country club snack bar, and made it into a fine dining experience. So I just wanted to show you a few of the different things we have done. Here's some examples of guest speakers that we have had. This was Mike Morales, who was just with us today. We've done, another guest speaker that we've had is Kelly Groff. She is the CEO of Visit Montgomery, destination marketing. So when we study about destination marketing, we have the CEO from Visit Montgomery talk to us about what she does. But this is here what I wanted to show you guys from the cafe takeover, is we were working side by side with leaders in the industry. Anybody heard of Kava before? Just ate there tonight, yes. So there we were. There's the picture from a news article, and there they are all standing beside us. We were working right beside them. It was an amazing, amazing evening and opportunity. And this is the kind of thing that we try to do for our students. So I'm going to end my talk there. I'm in room 3403. Most of the rooms are down here on this hall, please venture up to the 3rd floor. You get to see a little more of the building, and come visit me, and I can tell you a little bit more about our program. Thank you. You're staying up here? Oh.
Hi, everybody. My name is George Vargo. I teach cybersecurity here at Seneca Valley High School. I'm going to be presenting the information for information tech and cybersecurity programs. We have some other teachers involved in the programs as well, but we thought for the sake of brevity, we're running a little short on time, I'm going to go ahead and present all of the information. Our other teachers over here, we have Mr. Mutiga, Mr. McGee, Mr. Wilson, and Ms. Daniels over here. Okay, so for the information tech and cybersecurity pathways, we offer a number of different pathways. Our first one is the code.org pathway, where the students are going to be able to take several different courses in programming. They could take code.org, AP Computer Science Principles, Computer Programming 1, Computer Science Java, and then they will finish up with my capstone course in cybersecurity. Mr. Mutiga teaches the coding courses. So in the coding courses, they're exposed to different coding languages. Mr. Mutiga, is there a certification exam for your program? Okay, so there's no certification exam for the coding courses. However, when the courses culminate in my program with cybersecurity, we do offer a certification exam there, which I will speak to in a moment. In the network ops pathway, which Ms. Daniels teaches, we offer Network 1 and Network 2. Network 1 and Network 2 expose the students to some different levels of networking. In Network 1, they're able to have some experience working with computer hardware, where they build PCs, they set them up and configure them to access the network. And then Ms. Daniels actually has a program where the students are able to get those PCs in a functional condition where the county and the students actually offer them up for sale. So they bring the PCs back to life and get them in working order. In Network Ops 2, the students prepare for a more advanced level of networking where they go through the CompTIA program. CompTIA is arguably the biggest player in certification for IT programs. They offer A+, which is the basic level, Network Plus, which is the intermediate level, and Security Plus, which is the more advanced level of certification exams. If you're interested in going into the field of IT at any of those levels, basic, intermediate, or more advanced, CompTIA is probably the certification that you want. And the Network Plus, the Network 2 course that Ms. Daniels teaches prepares students to be successful in that exam. It focuses mainly on computer networking, configuring networks, working with servers, how servers and clients interact within a network, and like I mentioned, it prepares them to be successful in the CompTIA Network Plus exam, which is stated up there. My cybersecurity course, I thought I'd start out by sharing with you guys some information that I shared with the students at the beginning of the program. Right up here on the screen, you can see an article from Fortune magazine. This article's from last year around this time, but the data really has just grown since then, so it's still valid, and if anything, the amount of opportunities that are out there have increased. You can see the article indicates that as of last year, there were 700,000 vacancies in the field of cybersecurity. The interesting thing about the field of cybersecurity, as opposed to some of the other career pathways that are out there, by the way, all of our career pathways are excellent. There's opportunities in all of them. Definitely, don't get me wrong. But with the field of cybersecurity, cyber threats are continuing to grow. Right, the field of cybersecurity is always expanding. Cyber threats from foreign nations are always expanding. So the job opportunities are always expanding. big. And it's a field where the demand for the jobs greatly outpaces the supply. We need more workers in this field, and because of that, there's an enormous amount of opportunity and an enormous amount of pay that's out there as well for people interested in going into this field. I don't mean to to insinuate that that the only thing that we should be considering when we're choosing a career path is the job opportunities and the pay. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable with what you're doing, right? So I would never advocate for somebody to go into cybersecurity who's not comfortable working behind a computer and working on, solving security risks. Obviously, you need to be comfortable with that. But if you are, and that's something you're seeking, the opportunities out there are enormous. Here's some more data, which is kind of small, which I'll share this with you a little bit more in depth if you'd like to stop my room and see me later. But basically, all you need to look at on this is down in the lower left corner. You can see it's indicated there that the average salary for somebody who is in the intro level of cybersecurity is $106,000 a year. And again, this data is from last year. This is a really useful website, cyberseek.org, and I share this with the students as well towards the beginning of my program so they can get an idea of, again, the opportunities that are out there. So in the cybersecurity course that we offer here, whoops. The course itself focuses mainly on networking-based security. I think I mentioned that Ms. Daniels' programs in A+ and the Network Plus follow the CompTIA model. So CompTIA, their certification is mainly focused in the realm of networking, right? So the higher tier of their tests, the CompTIA Security Plus, is also networking focused. I have students come into my class and they're like, when are we going to hack? So it's not a hacking course. There's many different branches of cybersecurity. There is that side of it, right? White hat hackers and gray hat hackers that are necessary. What we focus on is networking-based security and Windows configuration security, Active Directory service, things like that. It is not a hacking course and it's not a coding course, which makes it a really good complement to Mr. Motiga's coding pathway. The students could get exposed to some coding in the first couple of courses in the pathway, and then when they get to cybersecurity for the capstone, they get the other side of it, which is the networking piece. So they got a lot of exposure to different, fields of IT. If they're really just full on wanting to be involved in networking and not interested in coding at all, we've got that covered too. Students can take Ms. Daniels' Network 1 course and Network 2 course, and then they can take the Cyber Capstone course just to go all the way with networking. So, we really try and balance it out here. So if students are interested in the programming side, they can do that. If they're not interested in the programming side, they can go the networking route and they don't have to deal with the programming at all. So we try and vary it up. So with that, I'll turn it over to our Project Lead the Way teacher, Mr. Wass.
All right, hi everybody. I'm here talking about the Project Lead the Way engineering that we have here at the school. I'm going to be really, really short and sweet. You want a job that's inside an office, that's air conditioned, and you like solving puzzles, this is the program for you. We try to do real world hands-on training with the concepts that we learn, and we apply them. You could possibly get up to 12 college credits based off of the courses you take and the end of course exam, and which courses that you do take and the pathway that you select with them. Is there anything you would like to add, Mr. Colbert? Okay. In addition, all the PLTW teachers have college experience or training through engineering as well as life experience through engineering. All right, thank you very much.
Now, to come visit us, you really have to be committed. You have to make your way to the penthouse in the 4600 wing of the building. So come on and see us. We'll answer all questions that you may have moving forward from here.
So our IB folks, I don't believe are here right now, but I think they did leave us a little bit of information. So let me go ahead and hit play.
Good evening. My name is Natasha Zarsky. I'm the IB Diploma and IB Career Related Program Coordinator here at Seneca Valley. Here at Seneca Valley, you have the added bonus that all students attending can become part of the IBDP or IBCP or take IB courses. There's no application, it's an open access policy here. The IBDP program is a comprehensive, nationally and internationally recognized program of study. It does have a set core of requirements. It's seen by colleges and universities as the gold standard preparatory program that prepares students for their collegiate years and beyond. As you can see, the Virginia Tech professor explained that IB students who attended Virginia Tech as freshmen significantly outperformed all other freshmen, including those that had taken AP courses. Along with the IBDP, we offer the IBCP or IB career-related program. This combines the academically challenging courses from the DP with practical, real-world technical approaches of learning in a student's career pathway, such as health professions or cybersecurity, or all those wonderful programs you heard about this evening. It's designed to prepare students for an avenue of pathways. They could go to college or university, an internship, an apprenticeship. It's kind of wide open for what they do after the IBCP or DP, actually. Are you planning for the IBCP or DP? Or you're not sure if your student's heading that way? That's okay. These are some helpful tips. We encourage them to take honors courses and or AP NSL in 9th grade. We consider, they should consider taking approaches to learning for course support. That just helps them build their academic toolkit so they can access those rigorous IB courses in 11th and 12th grade. They should commit to those learning challenges as they come along. They should continue or start world language, Spanish or French, and then they should map out their graduation requirements. So it's really important that they complete that health, that PE tech in that 9th and 10th grade year. And if you need help, there are 4-year plans, and that's what I'm here for, so I can help with that. This is just a quick snapshot of the IBCP programs, a little comparison. But if you want to learn more, please come to our IB meeting on Tuesday, December 6th from 6 to 7 p.m. That will be in the cafeteria here at Seneca Valley if you want to learn more about the IB programs. This is just a snapshot of the 4-year plan that we can produce. So again, you can see the health profession student also did the full IB diploma program. So we actually have 65% of our juniors this year doing the full diploma with the career pathway. Then if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Again, it's Natasha Zersky, and have a great evening.
So the IB program is open access at Seneca Valley High School. We want all of our students to take at least one AP or IB class. We offer a comprehensive program, both AP and IB. We know that some parents prefer AP to IB because that's what they know. We ask parents when their students come here to come with an open mind that IB might also serve the needs of their students. IB is a very rigorous program. It's comprehensive in nature, and it includes, I guess, the greatest difference between AP and IB. AP courses are discrete to content. I'm taking an AP government class. I'm taking an AP math class. IB has the same level of rigor in the content. You'll find IB math, IB psychology, IB US history, etc. But there also is a through line with IB that is about global mindedness, about developing balanced learners, about accepting multiple perspectives. In the world we live in right now, all of those things I think are even more important than they've ever been before. And so we do try to sell the IB as the model that we point to as the exemplar for students at Seneca Valley High School. And as I said, all of your kids can engage in those classes. Now, each of the presentations you saw tonight, each of the presenters referenced connections to industry standards. All of the curriculum for these programs are developed in partnership with experts in their fields, and our teachers themselves are masters at their crafts, at their skill, at their skill set. The HVAC gentleman, for example, worked in the HVAC industry for many years before becoming a teacher. The Ms. Tichy, who talked about electricity, had her own business as an electrician. She still does. The engineers who spoke to you have previous careers as engineers and still do some freelance engineering. We wanted to make sure your kids were exposed to people who had done the work in the field and who also had a passion for helping your children to realize their own passions. And so I do hope that as you visit their sections today, I hope that you ask them questions about their own background and experiences, and I think you're going to be really pleased. We continue to partner with industry foundations. We have advisory boards for all of our career programs, people who are still in the field, still leading the field. They make sure that we are not falling asleep behind the wheel. That as the industries change, so too does our curriculum. And so we meet monthly with our different industry partners. That's why it's sometimes hard to find me at the school, because I'm constantly out meeting with our industry partners, our foundations, because I want to make sure that our teachers have the very best information about what's happening today in the industry and what's likely to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. I say likely to because in some cases we have no idea where we're about to go, right? So with that, you all should have a copy of this on this document, and there's more outside if you need. It lists the names of the programs and the classrooms that the teachers have scurried off to. They are eagerly waiting for you. You are allowed to visit multiple classes. You don't have to say, I've committed to applying to construction and I'm only going to visit construction. If you heard something today in one of the other sections and you want to hear more, and you hadn't even thought before today about Project Lead the Way or IT Cyber, feel free to visit those classrooms as well. You'll find young people out in the hallways wearing gold shirts. There are Eagle ambassadors. We have 17 of them here tonight, so we have plenty students to guide you to where each of these sessions are, and they're on multiple floors. If you need the elevator, I would need the elevator because I got here this morning at 5:45, so I'm tired. It's not that I can't do 4 flights of stairs, I just don't want to. There is an elevator in the middle of the cafeteria that will go from this floor all the way up to the top of the building, and we're happy to open that up for you as well. And we'll open it up for you to come back down to. You don't have to take the stairs down. At 8 o'clock roughly, we're going to end the evening. Please know that our teachers have been here probably since 7, so they're going to want to go home, so they're not being rude to you. But also know that they desperately want your kids to come here. Not because it keeps them in work, because they're going to have plenty of work. There's kids we have, I think it looks like about 200-300 people here tonight. We will have somewhere around 1,200 to 1,300 applications for our program by the time we're finished. They desperately want to answer any questions you have so you can be the most informed consumer possible. In this case, you're the consumer of these programs. Ask them. There's no small question. When you leave, if you forgot the answer or you had 12 more questions, shoot us an email and ask us. On that website, anybody remember the website that we have? We make it very complicated for you. Anybody remember what it was? SenecaValleyHighSchool.com, right? We make it tough. www.SenecaValleyHighSchool.com. If you go on there at the very top, you can click on career programs. You'll find this presentation. You'll find Mr. Darren Black's information. He's our program coordinator. And on the main page, you'll find mine. My name is Mark Cohen. I'm the principal of the school. You all are very welcome here to Seneca Valley High School. And with that, I'm going to dismiss you to the gold shirts who will help you find your way. Have a great night.